This is Field Communication.
David Banner must race against time to save the life of a young boy tonight at 6 on The Incredible Hulk.
Good morning.
What time is it?
Past 9. Were you comfortable here last night?
Yeah, quite comfortable.
And you slept well?
Well, I must have. My headache is gone.
I'm glad. Skylar, I hope you'll not be impatient. As I told you, it's just a matter of time before you feel completely yourself again. Before you get back what belongs to you. Only a matter of time.
Mrs. Saxon,
Thank you, Spencer.
would you care for something else?
No, this will do nicely, thank you.
Very good. What time will you be needing the car today?
Not until after lunch. I'm working here this morning because it's the only place I can find peace and quiet. The TV station is somewhat short on tranquility.
I imagine so. You'll be having lunch here then?
Yes, thank you.
The Whitney residence?
Hi, Spencer. It's Mrs. Whitney.
Yes, Mrs. Whitney. I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
Well, I cut it short. I'm here at the airport, and I want you to come pick me up immediately. I'm at gate 3.
Oh, I see. Yes, ma'am. I'll leave immediately. One moment. Mrs. Saxon would like to speak with you. Mrs. Whitney is at the airport. If you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving.
My dear girl, what are you doing back in Monticello so soon?
Well, you know how it is. You know, you've seen one palm tree, you've seen it all. But anyway, I think that Monticello is going to be a lot more interesting for me.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Comet, the cleanser that disinfects as it cleans. And by Tide. The extra action in Tide means dirt can't hide.
Coach Hawkins, what are you doing in home ec?
Washing the team's uniforms for the second time.
Washing twice? What are you using?
This.
A so-called bargain, not a smart play, Coach.
But I saved a lot.
By washing twice, some saving. This is home economics, Coach. We use Tide so we get clothes clean first time around.
On tough, muddy dirt like this?
Sure. Is this as muddy as that was?
Oh, you bet. All my guys are tough.
Oh, Tide'll beat it with just one wash.
Hey, Tide won.
Even after you wash this twice.
Tide was the clean winner 2-1.
Coach, the smart money's on Tide.
Extra Action Tide, the best detergent on American soil. It's a real cleaning bargain.
2-1.
Boy, the garbage that gets dumped in my sink and those food stains, they're tough to clean. But you know what else is in there? Germs. So I don't just clean with any cleanser. I Cometize. That's the best kind of clean a sink can get, because Comet gets out tough, greasy food stains better than any leading cleanser. And look, it disinfects, too. If a cleanser doesn't do all that, it doesn't get a sink clean enough for me.
Comet with Chloranol cleans rings around other cleansers. It even gets out tough, greasy food stains they leave behind. And it kills most household germs. That's Cometized.
Comet cleans better, and it disinfects, too. So why just clean your sink? Go all the way to Cometized.
Okay, run this by me again.
Oh, are you kidding? You want me to explain my plan of undeniable genius again, Jim? All right, sit down. Make yourself comfortable, all right? Try to pay close attention. The sequence of events, all right? Number 1, Johnny Gentry and Raven Whitney together, busily engaged.
What do you mean, busily engaged?
Oh, you're such a fun guy, Tim. Number 2, Chinks Avery shows up at the door. Now, she busts through the door and comes on with this jealous wife routine. I mean, she really lays it on. She flips her lid. You dirty, no good, two-time...
Why, this is stirring.
You never like. Number 3, Jinx points the gun right at Johnny. Johnny grabs Jinx. The gun goes down to the floor. Johnny tells Raven to pick up the gun. Jinx breaks, goes for the gun. There's a struggle for the gun. It goes off. Jinx goes down. Mortally wounded. Blood all around her.
Blood bag.
Right, just like Gunther did. Number 4, a phone call to the police department.
Johnny makes the phone call.
Right again. In a few minutes, a detective shows up and nails her. That's it.
Okay, who's gonna play the detective?
It.
You?
That's the piece de resistance. That's the denouement.
Well, tell me, who's gonna play, you?
No, somebody better. You think she might, Raven Whitney, might be convinced if a genuine detective from the Monticello Police Department showed up, examined the body, looked at her and said, "I'm sorry, Mrs. Whitney, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take you in and book you for murder." Dun, 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 dun.
Well, how are we feeling today, Chief Mallory?
We are feeling much better. How's my pulse?
Too rapid.
That's because you're taking it.
Oh, well, then maybe I better leave.
No, don't you go anywhere. I need constant care and attention. Supposing I pass out or something, then what would you do?
I guess I just have to kiss you and wake you up.
That makes me feel better. I'm feeling stronger every hour. That's because you're here taking care of me.
Who knows? Maybe that'll happen to me, too.
Honey, I've been thinking about that.
What?
About your health, about talking to Miles, see if there's somewhere we can go for further medical advice.
Oh, look, I know that he's checked out every possibility.
I'm sure he has, but there must be somebody who specializes in this illness of yours. I wouldn't want to think that maybe you've given up too soon.
Look, darling, don't you think that if there were any possibility, no matter how remote it is, he would have investigated it?
I'm not faulting Miles. He's a good doctor, but we owe it to ourselves to take this a step further.
Oh, please, look, he's taken that step. He has checked every medical record, every article written on it. He's talked to doctors all over the country.
He's human. Something he might have missed.
Look, I don't want to talk about this. I have complete faith in him, and that's all there is.
Hello, you two.
Hi, Miles.
How are you feeling, my friend?
Never mind.
You look very good on paper.
Lousy bedside manner. When am I going to get out of here?
When I say so.
Heartless.
No, I'm just being cautious. This is for your own good, so stop griping. The nurse told me you wanted to see me. Is this what it was about? You wanted to ask when you were getting out?
No, it's something else I wanted to talk to you about. I'm glad you got here before Jinx had to leave.
Well, I'm here. I'm at your service.
We were just discussing it, actually. Miles, we were wondering if there was somewhere we could go to get another medical opinion about Jinx's condition. Now, how would you feel about that?
Well,
Look, Derek, I said I don't want to talk about this.
Miles, I wish you could make her realize how important this could be. I'm not faulting you at all, but hey, second opinion couldn't hurt.
Look, do I have to ask you again?
Jinx, please. Derek is just trying to reach out, do anything he can to help. You can't blame him. But Derek, I think you ought to know that the results of Jinx's tests were sent to 3 different specialists. All of the men very highly regarded doing research in this particular illness. And I'm afraid they all came back with the same prognosis.
I didn't realize that.
Now, I have run the tests again myself periodically since then. There's been no change in result. But of course, that doesn't mean that Jinx doesn't have the right to go to whoever she wants to.
Oh, yes, and if I did, don't you realize what that would mean? That I'd spend whatever time I have left being poked and prodded and tested, and I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through that now, especially for no reason.
I understand that.
Look, I feel fine now. I feel normal. And I don't want to waste that feeling running around in circles. There are better ways to spend that time.
Jinx, I didn't mean to badger you. Of course there are better ways for us to spend this time.
Derek, I want to spend it with you.
Well, then marry me. That's the only logical way to spend it. Let's get married.
first day of school.
I think you're going to like it.
You do what you can to reassure her.
You're going to make a lot of new friends.
You give her lots of love, the best advice. And the orange juice you choose is Minute Maid. You know it's 100% pure, and it always tastes fresh and delicious. America's growing up on the fresh taste of Minute Maid. Make sure, make it Minute Maid.
We'll have to tell Susan and Linda
To
and
think
Harold.
all these years we told everyone to use this mayonnaise.
Nobody's perfect, Harriet.
Without even considering Kraft real mayonnaise.
There, dear.
After all, Kraft is rich with eggs and specially blended over 3,000 times for creamy smoothness.
Looks creamier than ours.
Well, Martha, now we know better.
And Cousin May in Topeka.
Oh, don't tell her.
Creamy Kraft real mayonnaise. Now you know.
Well, it looks like you two have things to talk about, so I will just continue on my morning rounds.
Miles, thanks for setting me straight.
Forget it. See you later. All right, through this one.
Okay. Anything else,
Yeah,
Doctor?
Mr. Hodgson's file.
Okay, here it is. There you are. I've been tracking you all over this hospital.
You have you?
Yes. There's no escape, you know. I'll find you wherever you are.
Oh, glad to hear it.
How's Derek?
He's doing. What are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd come pick you up for a change.
Oh, good. You arrived at an interesting moment.
How interesting.
Jinx is in there with Derek right now.
And?
Damned if he didn't ask her to marry him again.
Well, what did she say?
She didn't say anything. She just nodded yes.
Oh, Miles. Oh, that is wonderful. That's the best thing that could happen to both of them. That means they'll be having a reception. Maybe I should start making plans right away.
Well, don't start calling the caterer quite yet.
Why not?
I just have the feeling they'll want to do away with all the fuss this time.
Oh, yes, of course, you're right.
I imagine they will want to get married quietly, simply, and soon.
Oh, I hope it's not too soon.
Why?
Because I don't want anything to conflict with our trip to Springfield to see Jody's mother. We promised her we'd go, you know.
That's right, we did. We should do that as soon as possible. Maybe the day after tomorrow. I think I can get free by then.
It'd be great. Well, when do you suppose that Derek and Jinx are going to schedule this wedding?
Well, it won't be before next week, because I don't plan to release him from the hospital till then.
Now, hon, we're going to go through with this, aren't you? You're not going to back out again. You're going to marry me.
Yes, if you're crazy enough to want to marry a woman who's...
Now, will you stop talking like that? I want to marry you because I love you. Maybe that'll make a miracle happen.
You're my miracle, Derek Mallory.
I'm 30 years old. So am I.
Now, one of these skiers isn't 30. She's 44-year-old Barbara Gould, mother of 3. Can you tell who's who? Take a good look. Now, look at their hands. Even they don't give us a clue. Her secret, she cares for her hands, and part of that care is mild ivory liquid.
Doing lots of dishes, I wouldn't put my hands into anything but mild ivory liquid. I love those rich suds because they help my hands stay young-looking and get the dishes really clean.
Still can't tell who's who, huh?
Mom, come on. You gave me away. Yes, I'm the 44-year-old. I like my hands to look young, and ivory liquid really helps.
Mild ivory liquid helps your hands stay young-looking.
Hey, Bobcats, bet you can feel cleaner without soap.
Feel cleaner?
Come on, man.
Without soap? When you discover the cleaner feeling of zest, you're gonna say no to your soap.
Zest ladders up pretty good.
Smells good too. Hey, doesn't mean we'll feel cleaner.
Yeah. Okay, you've got soap on one arm. Put deodorant Zest on the other.
Check out these bubbles.
Now rinse.
Hey guys, soap feels tacky. Zest rinses cleaner. Feels cleaner. All right. Discover the cleaner feeling of zest. You're gonna say no to your soap. And yes to zest. Get out of here.
Well, what do you think, Jimbo?
Well,
Well,
I hate it.
what do I care if you like it or not? Are you convinced it's gonna work?
That's why I hate it. I think it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, all right.
All right.
I always feel good when I get professional approval. Hey, we're not going to forget about this deal, are we? I mean, the station house?
Smiley, are you absolutely sure that that's necessary?
Well, this is the best part. Are you kidding? You don't think she's going to be convinced she's really in trouble when we pick her up and take her to the station house? Maybe even in a patrol car.
Smiley, you're dreaming now.
Hey, we could use any kind of car, yeah. Patrol cars aren't necessarily marked. They take you right upstairs.
What if somebody sees her?
In that neighborhood? No way any of her people are going to see her down there.
Okay, so we get her into the station house, and then what?
We take her to the desk sergeant.
And who's going to play the desk sergeant?
Hector. Hector. I got a uniform for him. Fits him perfect.
You go all the way out on this stuff.
Yeah, that's the only way. You got to do that. Then we fingerprint her. We take mug shots. You got a camera?
No.
What, Valerie? Does she have one?
No, we're leaving Val out of this.
Oh, whatever. I don't care.
You really enjoy the intrigue on this, don't you, Smiley?
Intrigue? Hey, just think of it for the Whitney Theater. That's it.
Well, I got him. Wasn't easy, but here he is.
Calvin.
Gentlemen.
Calvin.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I've been maneuvered down here, what's all this about?
Calvin, how'd you like to embark on the most fantastic experience you've ever had?
Really? Okay, I could use a good laugh. I'm game.
Well, if you like practical jokes, you're going to love this one.
Well, first of all, you're aware that Raven Whitney has pulled the rug out from under us. She took away the Whitney Theater?
Yeah, I know all about that.
Well, we feel if we spank her good, eventually she'll relent and we'll get it back.
Yeah? Well, how are you going to do that?
We're going to teach her a lesson.
With a practical joke.
Oh, it's practical because it'll show her that Gavin couldn't have killed Gunther Wagner.
Oh, come on, that's dumb. You're never going to convince Raven that Sky set up that hoax that convinced Gavin. I mean, I've been through all of that with her.
No, we're going to prove the point. You wait.
And the point is that we get our theater back by showing her that she made a mistake.
Well, I don't exactly have anything against proving a point, especially to Raven Whitney. I'll be damned if I can figure out how you're going to do it, but I get the feeling this is something a little underhanded. Dirty pool. Fellas, that's not very nice.
It wouldn't be very nice if it was perpetrated against a nice woman, but...
Okay, what do I do?
What comes naturally for you? You arrest her.
I see you are, Raven. And much sooner than I expected. But I'm delighted to see you in any case.
Well, look at me. I got a haircut. I had a wonderful, wonderful time.
Then why didn't you stay? You've only been gone a few days. And I thought you said you wanted to stay in the Caribbean, 2 weeks or more.
Oh, yes, I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did say that. So why did you return so soon?
You want the truth?
If at all possible.
Well, this is awful. I mean, I've only been a widow a couple of weeks, but,
Oh, no. I have a terrible feeling you're going to tell me that you've met someone. A man.
Isn't it incredible? The first night I was there, the first man I met turned out to be charming, gorgeous, intelligent. Well, anyway, the most delectable thing I've met in a long time.
One more adjective, and I'll be convinced.
His name is Lance Halliday.
Lance Halliday? Sounds like a riverboat gambler.
Yes, and he lives right here in Monticello. He's an investment broker or something, and he had to come back on business, so... I just thought that the island might be very dull without him, so...
And you followed him here.
I just can't stay in mourning anymore. I'm just not the mourning type. And if anyone can help me get over my bereavement, it's Lance.
So I get it. You guys are going to pull the same scam on Raven that Sky pulled on Gavin. You're going to set her up.
Yeah, but nobody gets hurt this time. It's harmless.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It may be harmless for you guys. It may even be harmless for Raven, but sure as hell could be dangerous for me.
Why?
Because I've got this official position. I mean, I am a member of the Monticello Police Force, you know? I'm supposed to uphold the law, sworn to defend the people of this fair city and all that. I mean,
I arrest Raven, especially as a joke, man, you gotta see that that's way out of line. There is a name for it, Cliff, and you should know it. It's called false arrest. I mean, anybody gets wind that anything like that has happened, and the powers of officialdom will be right down on my head, not to mention the chief and the department. It's too risky, guys. Can't do it.
No, come on.
Look, I mean, I can hear now down at headquarters. All right, Stoner, we really like that little joke you pulled. Now turn in your badge.
No, nobody's gonna blow the whistle on you here.
And you can bet that Raven's not going to say anything. She's not going to admit that she was humiliated. Come on, Calvin.
Look, can you guys promise me that nobody is going to find out anything about this?
Unquestionably. I give you my solemn word, our word.
Signed in blood?
Absolutely. Look, the most that's going to happen out of this whole thing, we're all going to have a big laugh. That's even Raven Whitney. When the whole thing's all over, she'll laugh at it. Just a couple of hours after we pull it off. What?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Great. Hey, look who's
Hi,
here.
everybody. Well.
Is that a suntan that I see there?
No, you don't get suntans from the moonlight.
Hey, talk to me, Johnny. Talk to me.
I don't know how I'm going to break this to you guys with any amount of humility.
What?
Let me tell you exactly what happened.
Here you are, miss.
Oh, I didn't order it, but I'll take it.
Your gentleman friend did.
What gentleman friend?
Hi.
Hi. Do I know you?
I know you. You're the beautiful lady without a drink. And with any luck at all, you're also without a husband. Uh-oh, you're married.
How do you know?
Well, it's the ring. It's obvious. But I don't care if your jealous husband does kill me. What a way to go. And so, class, in so many words, she's crazy about me. C-R-A-Z-Y.
You got a chance to sing a solid hit.
Soft and Dry introduces solid protection when you're nervous.
You're nervous and tense, so scared your voice might quit.
New Soft and Dry micro-encapsulated solid for nervous perspiration.
But they're laying down a solid sound outside.
Micro-encapsulated so when you're more nervous inside, new Soft and Dry solid gives you more protection outside.
Soft and Dry solid will help hide when you're nervous inside.
Dear Diary, last night Roger finally popped the question.
What's that, a pie?
It's a chocolate cream pie.
I didn't know you could bake.
I didn't have to. I used a ready crust pie crust made with graham crackers.
Terrific.
Roger just couldn't stop himself. He threw his arms around me and declared his love.
Boy, I love pie. You know, you and I...
Oh, Roger, I accept.
Someone you love would love a ready crust pie from Keebler.
It's Saturday night! Still the cleverest species of them all.
George Benson performs tonight on Saturday night.
Now, my dear impulsive Raven, I know you haven't asked me for my advice, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. If I were you, I would be very cautious about this new friend of yours, this Lance Halliday.
Why? Why should I be cautious? He's a very nice man.
I'm talking about being cautious about flaunting a relationship so soon after Skylar.
Oh, Geraldine, don't worry. I'm not going to go out dancing with him or any place public. I'll be very discreet. However, I will say that I'm going to see quite a lot of him. And as soon as you see him, you'll know why.
Just the same, I would find out everything I could about him, my dear.
But why? Why in particular?
My dear Raven, hasn't it occurred to you by now? You're one of the richest women in the country.
Libby? I think you ought to get that.
Hello?
Libby?
Oh, Spencer. What do you want?
I want to know how he's doing.
He's feeling much stronger this morning. Oh, just a moment.
Spencer,
Yes.
I want to see you right away.
No, that's impossible. Raven Whitney just returned from the Caribbean. I have to stay here.
Very well. Then you can arrange a meeting for the three of us. I'm very anxious to meet this woman who stole my money and my name. I'm coming out there tonight.
Nestle Crunch, the blend of milk chocolate and crispy crunchies that's music to your mouth.
Creamy milk chocolate is the melody. Crispy crunchies are the harmony. The two together are music to munch. Let's hum a few bars of Nestle Crunch. Toe tap and tantalize and happy feeling appetizing. Woo! Nestle Crunch is music, sweet music to your mouth.
Jane Russell, take 6.
You've come back.
Cut. Wonderful, Jane.
How do I keep so cool and comfortable even under hot lights? I dress the part. Introducing the new Playtex 18-hour bra with cotton. Now we full-figured gals get the extra comfort of this embroidered cotton blend, plus the famous 18-hour fabric that stretches for real comfort, real support. Try the Playtex 18-hour bra with cotton. Buy now and get a $2 refund from Playtex.
This is Field Communications in Philadelphia. WKBS will delay the telecast of our regular program Love Boat to bring you ABC's coverage of the Space Shuttle landing. We join that coverage already in progress.
7.5 minutes to touchdown.
Well, if I knew that everything was waiting there at White Sands, as it obviously is, I think it'd be a very pleasant experience, particularly if you've been in orbit for 8 days.
You have no idea, Frank, how very desolate this place is. Yes, there are people waiting in trailers, but there's not much else.
You had a momentary hiccup there and sailed out in azimuth. I'll just leave it alone.
Does it remind you of the moon, Gene?
Passing 97,000 now, positive seats.
Frank, if the wind were blowing on the moon, I would have thought I was there yesterday, believe me.
He kept remarking on that, Frank, that this gypsum, this very fine dust, is like the lunar soil.
Seats means the crew could use ejection seats if necessary. They are now below the altitude.
6 minutes and 50 seconds away from touchdown. Our mission control clock here shows.
Frank, they will be heading roughly from south to north as we look to the west over here. We have the two chase planes probably at about 40,000 feet headed westward for the intercept.
Out of 90,000 feet at Mach 3, range 74 miles. Air data looks good on board. Stand by.
Well, if they're at 90,000 feet and descending that rapidly, the chase planes ought to get a shot of them pretty soon.
I believe we were told we would have pictures by now, Frank.
Columbia, Houston, take air data. Columbia taking air data now to 1,000.
There it is.
We have a
Yes.
television picture of Columbia on the monitors. 79,000 feet, Mach 2.5, range 58 miles.
The chase planes we can still see are on an intercept. I'm sure we'll pick up the shuttle visually in just a moment.
We've got it now, I think, Gene. Isn't that the shuttle?
On the
Yeah,
on
we're
the
looking
TV.
with our own eyes, though, Frank.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
But
we're
Lynn,
following
we
the chase planes.
We're actually facing the landing strip, not the monitors now.
Sure, don't bother to watch television.
But Lynn, we have it on
Yes,
the TV
Joe.
monitor here at Mission Control in what looks like a very steep rate of descent. I would estimate
nav,
it
energy, and
45
ground track
degrees.
are all good. Have an update on winds and weather when you're ready. Go ahead.
It's